we've got people online. It's the winter, so it's cold. It was 8 degrees when I left home. Shabbat Shalom. There are more people online tonight than there are in the synagogue. So, so Shabbat Shalom. So it's a very important Shabbat, of course, because it's the civic service tomorrow. We have the Czech roll service, and hello, Michael. Shabbat Shalom. And we have many guests coming tomorrow, and Sunday we have Mitzvah Day. So we are just going to start with a bit of spiritual warm-up just by singing, as we usually do on Shabbat. And then tonight, because we are not many here, I'm going to tell you the story of the Parshat HaShavua and read for you because we don't do this usually. We read a little portion of the Torah, and we don't read the whole portion, so this Shabbat we'll do that. But before that, can I ask Rebecca to light the Shabbat candles for us, please? So I can see that Anna is online, Deborah, Sibyl, Jill, and Norman, Sandra Levin, and I need to say the last name, and Michelle. So Shabbat Shalom to you. Amen. Shabbat Shalom. We're on page 76. Shalom Aleichem, Malachi Asharet, Malachi Elyon, Mi Melech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leshalom, Malachi Ashalom, Malachi Elyon. Mi Melech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachuni leshalom, Malachi Ashalom, Malachi Elyon. Mi Melech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Setchem leshalom, Malachi Ashalom, Malachi Elyon. Mi Melech Malachi HaMelachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Page 78, Yedid Nefesh. Soul's beloved, source of mercy, draw your servant to your will. Let me leap like a deer to stand in awe before your glory. Your love is sweeter than the taste of honey. Yedi nefesh avarachaman meshoch avdecha el retzonecha. Yarutz avdecha kemo ayal ishtachavel mul hadarer. Yeravlo yedidotecha minofet suf vechol taham. Yera lai la la la, yera lai la la la, yera lai la 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 la, yera lai la la la, yera lai la la la, yera lai la 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 la, yera lai. Ya la la ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la 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 la. Igalena
ופרוס חביב עלי את סוכת שלומר. תאיר ארץ מכבודך, נגילה ונשמחה בר. מהר אהוב כי במועד, וכוננו כי מעולם. Yala la 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 la, yala la 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 la, yala la 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 la, yala la 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 la, yala la 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 la, yala la 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 la, yala la 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 la, yala la 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 la, yala la 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 la, yala la 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 la, yala la 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 la.
I think we have someone for the choir here. So come tomorrow and I will introduce you to a choir master. She will be delighted to have another male voice. Brilliant. Page 80. The sun of the treetops no longer is seen. Come gather to welcome the Sabbath, our queen. Behold her descending, the holy, the blessed. And with her the angels of peace and of rest. Draw near, and here abide. Draw near, O Sabbath bride. Peace also to you, you angels of peace. החמה מראש האילנות נסתלקה, בואו ונצא לקראת שבת המלכה. הנה היא יורדת הקדושה ברוחה, והימה מלאכים צבא שלום ומנוחה. בואי בואי המלכה, בואי הכלה. שלום עליכם מלאכי השלום. קיבלנו פני שבת ברננה ותפילה, הביתה נשובה בלב מלא גילה. שם ערוך השולחן הנרות יאירו, כל פינות הבית יזרחו יזירו. שבת שלום וברכה, שבת שלום ומנוחה. בואכם לשלום מלאכי השלום. Now we turn to page 86. That's a tune that we've introduced in KLS some time ago now. It's a Yemenite melody, and so it's a tribute to the diversity of the Jewish people. And the melody goes la 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 ya da 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 da. דהרור יקרא לבנים בת וינשורכם כמו בבת. נהיים שמכם ולא יושפט, שבו ונוחו ביום שבת, שבו ונוחו ביום שבת. דראש נביא ועולמי ואות ישע עשה עמי. נטע שורק בתור כרמי ששבת בני עמי
Shabbat b'nei ami. דאי חוכמה לנפשך ויחטא לראשך. נעצור מצוות קדושך שמו שבת קודשך, שמו שבת קודשך. לה 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 יה לה 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 יה לה 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 יה לה יה לה 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 יה לה 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 ya da 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 ya da da ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 ya da 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 da.
So we've got some friends from the Suffolk Liberal Jewish community, so welcome tonight to KLS online. You're always welcome here. Page 91.
לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד השמיענו, אל המיוחד אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד לשמו לתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי כי בעורר, קומי אורי אורי אורי, שיר דברי כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. בואי ושלום עטרת בלה גם בשמחה, ובצולה תוך אמונה עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קהלה פני שבת נקבלה.
Right, now that we are all warmed up and ready to listen, to hear a bit of Torah, because we are an intimate group here in the synagogue, as I said, there are more people online than here at KLS. Tonight, for once, I will read the Torah portion and just comment as I read it, because it's, the book of Genesis is full of stories, and we should actually take more time to read them, because they are these people who lived like 2,500 years ago, if they ever lived, actually, that's another question. They are like us, or we are like them. It's probably more the other way around. and what they went through, the difficulties in their lives, are the same things that we go through. So let's start with Parashat Toledot. So if you want to follow online, it's Genesis chapter 25, from verse 19. So remember, Toledot is the first significant word of the parasha, because in antiquity they didn't have titles for the books. They used the first few words. And in Hebrew, it says, Ve'ele Toledot Yitzchak ben Avraham, and this is the Toledot, it comes from Levaled Yeled is a child, so it's all the concept of giving birth. So Genesis chapter 25, verses 19 onwards. And you can find it on Sepharia, yes. Oh, very good, yes. Okay, 25, not 29, 25.
25, 19.
Yes, so that's the beginning of the parasha. Ele Toledot Yitzchak ben Avraham. This is the story of Isaac, son of Abraham. Abraham begot Isaac. So we know that's kind of a recap of the story so far. Isaac was 40 years old when he took to wife Rebekah, daughter of Betuel the Aramean of Padan Aram, sister of Laban or Laban the Aramean. 25, chapter 25, verse 19.
It's page 173 for those of you in here. Page 173.
173, and Raphael, have you got it? Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant, yes. So it's just a way to recap the story. And so Isaac was 40 years old when he took to wife Rebekah. Remember, in the previous parasha, Chayesara, his mother and his father died. Isaac pleaded with God on behalf of his wife because she was infertile. And that's, again, that's a theme that is quite common in the story of our patriarchs and matriarchs. Sarah, Rebecca, and Rachel were all barren. And no, Hagar was the one who gave Ishmael because Sarah couldn't have a child, yes. And God responded to his plea, and his wife Rebecca conceived. But the children struggled in her womb, and she said, "If so, why do I exist?" Oh, it's got a very, very difficult pregnancy. She went to inquire of God, and God answered her, and this is probably a very central verse in this Torah portion, 2 nations are in your womb, 2 separate peoples shall issue from your body. One people shall be mightier than the other, and the older shall serve the younger. When her time to give birth was at hand, there were twins in her womb. The first one emerged red, like a hairy mantle all over, so they named him Esau. And there is a play of word here, Esau, because in Hebrew, Vayetze Rishon, so the first came out, Admoni Kulo, completely red, Aderet Se'ar, covered with hair, and Se'ar Esau, that's the origin of his name. Then his brother emerged, holding on to the heel, Ekev, to the heel of Esau, so they named it Jacob, from the word Ekev. Isaac was 60 years old when they were born. So they had 20 years without a child. When the boys grew up, Esau became a skillful hunter, a man of the outdoors. But Jacob became a mild man who stayed in camp. So you've got these 2 very, very different characters. Esau being a hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob being according to the Jewish tradition, Jacob used to dwell in tents, and he was, according to the rabbis, a scholar. You would go to the yeshiva and learn Torah,
whereas his brother was this kind of very alpha male, probably not very clever. So you've got two children very, very different. Isaac favored Esau because he had a taste for game, or because Esau would bring food to his father. But Rebecca, men are so easy to please, yes, yeah, absolutely. But Rebecca favored Jacob. So talking about good parenting here, you've got a perfect example of how not to raise your children. Once, when Jacob was cooking a stew, Esau came in from the open famished. And Esau said to Jacob, "Give me some of that red stuff to gulp down, for I am famished." Which is why he was named Edom the Red. Jacob said, "First sell me your birthright." And Esau said, "I'm at the point of death, so of what use is my birthright to me?" But Jacob said, "Swear to me first." So Esau swore to Jacob and sold his birthright to him. Jacob then gave Esau bread and lentil stew. He ate and drank, and he rose and went away. Thus did Esau spurn the birthright. So here you have a very interesting story about the very different characters. Jacob is cunning. Jacob really thinks about the future. And remember, Jacob is not the firstborn. And again, that's something that comes often in Torah. The firstborn doesn't always have the birthright. And the reason is because the birth doesn't give you the necessary quality to be a leader. It's kind of anti-monarchist text. It's not because you have a birth, the firstborn, that you necessarily have all the qualities to be a good leader. So now there's another scene, chapter 26. There was a famine in the land, aside from the previous famine that had occurred in the days of Abraham. And Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines in Gerar. God had appeared to him and said, "Do not go down to Egypt. Stay in the land that I point out to you. Reside in this land, and I will be with you and bless you. I will assign all these lands to you and to your heirs, fulfilling the oath that I swore to your father Abraham. I will make you heirs as numerous as the stars of heaven, and assign to your heirs all these lands, so that all the nations of the earth shall bless themselves by your heirs, inasmuch as Abraham obeyed me and kept my charge, my commandments, my laws, and my teachings." So there's the repetition of the promise that God made to Abraham to have a land, and here we have, really the core of the issue today. There's a promise made to Jacob, and Jacob stole the birthright to Esau. And in the Jewish tradition, Esau is represented as the arch enemy of Israel. So all the enemies of Israel later on are associated with Esau. So Isaac stayed in Gerar. When the locals asked him about his wife, he said, "She is my sister," for he was afraid to say "my wife," thinking the locals might kill me on account of Rebecca, for she is beautiful. So it's exactly what his father did in Egypt a few chapters before, if you remember. When some time had passed, Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looking out of a window, saw Isaac fondling his wife Rebekah. Abimelech sent for Isaac and said, "So she is your wife. Why then did you say she is my sister?" Isaac said to him, "Because I thought I might lose my life on account of her." Abimelech said, "What have you done to us? One of the men might have lain with your wife, and you would have brought guilt upon us." Abimelech then charged all the people, saying, "Anyone who molests this man or his wife shall be put to death." So what do you think about this kind of very strange episode?
Does it foreshadow Joseph's relationship with Pharaoh, in the sense that he's a protected foreigner in the land, just as Isaac here is kind of, I know the Philistines were the enemies of the Israelites, but he's kind of like, he's the exception to the rule.
Okay. So I'm not sure if I understand the connection. Can you go a bit further?
So Amora is saying that Abimelech is protecting Isaac.
Yes.
But then obviously but then Joseph, when he's in Egypt, Pharaoh protects him from death. And then only later on is Pharaoh's promise to Joseph forgotten with Exodus. Like, is there a link between being favoured by historical enemies?
So being protected by the ruler of the land.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, I think that really deserves more thoughts, because I think you've got something here. I'm not sure if I see it just yet, but there's something here definitely. But there's something also about vulnerability. So Isaac thought that they would just kill his wife because she's beautiful. So it shows that people were quite vulnerable. But there's also the power of ethics here. You would have brought guilt upon us. So it's this kind of tension between pulsions and what people do without thinking, and the sense of right and wrong. I think it's a very interesting passage for that. So later on, we learn that Isaac sowed in that land and reaped 100-fold the same year. God blessed him, and the man grew richer and richer until he was very wealthy. He acquired flocks and herds and a large household, so that the Philistines envied him. And the Philistines stopped up all the wells that his father's servants had dug in the days of his father Abraham, filling them with earth. And Abimelech said to Isaac, "Go away from us, for you have become far too big for us." So how do you understand this passage? It's very interesting as well. There's this idea of you can exploit the earth to a certain extent, but there comes a point where you have to go somewhere else. Otherwise, you're going to exhaust the world, the earth. So they were jealous, of course, but also you have become far too big for us. There's an imbalance in the country. And I think it's interesting to think about environmental issues here. There's an interesting point about how much can we exploit nature until it becomes too much, until it becomes too big for us. And I think that's probably one of the themes here. So Isaac departed from there and encamped in the Wadi of Gerar, where he settled. Isaac dug anew the well that had been dug in the days of his father Abraham, and that the Philistine had stopped up after Abraham's death. And he gave them the same name that his father had given them. But when Isaac's servants digging in the wadi found there a well of spring water, the herdsmen of Gerar quarreled with Isaac's herdsmen, saying, "The water is ours." Isaac named that well Esek, because they're contending with him. So there's again a play of words here. Esek means contention. And when they dug another well, they disputed over that one also. So he named it Sitnach, harassment. He moved from there and dug yet another well, and they did not quarrel over it. So he called it Rehovot, saying, "Now at last God has granted us ample space." And there's again ample space, Irchib, connected with Rehovot, saying ample space to increase in the land. So there's another episode of Isaac and his relationship with the Philistines over the control of natural resources, and here again water. And it's probably a kind of insight into the life of people living in the Middle East at that time. And again, there's also something very, very, relevant because water, the control of water in modern day Middle East is quite an important reason why they quarrel with each other. Who is going to control water, which is a limited resource in a land that doesn't have much water? So from there, Isaac went up to Beersheba, which is in the south. That night, God appeared to him and said, I am the God of your father Abraham. Fear not, for I am with you, and I will bless you and increase your offspring for the sake of my servant Abraham. So he built an altar there and invoked God by name. Isaac pitched his tent there and his servants, starting digging a well. And Avimelech came to him from Gerar with Ahuzat, his counselor, and Phicol, chiefs of his troops. Isaac said to them, Why have you come to me, seeing that you have been hostile to me and have driven me away from you? And they said, We now see plainly that God has been with you, and we thought, let there be a sworn treaty between our two parties, between you and us. Let us make a pact with you, that you will not do us harm, just as we have not molested you, but have always dealt kindly with you and sent you away in peace. From now on, be you blessed of God. Then he made for them a feast, and they ate and they drank. Early in the morning, they exchanged oath. Isaac then bade them farewell, and they departed from him in peace. That same day, Isaac's servants came and told him about the well they had dug, and said to him, We have found water. He named it Shibach. Therefore, the name of the city is Beersheba to this day. Sheva is an oath. So again, a very interesting insight into the relationship between the people of the land. The Philistines were there, and the children and the family of Isaac, and how they can actually manage to make peace with each other. Okay. So the next paragraph, chapter 27, is a long chapter that talks about how Jacob stole a blessing from his father. You remember this story? When Isaac was too old and his eyes were too dim to see, he called his older son Esau and said to him, My son. He answered, Here I am. And Isaac said, I am old now, and I do not know how soon I may die. Take your gear, your quiver and bow, and go out into the open and hunt me some game. Then prepare a dish for me such as I like, and bring it to me to eat, so that I may give you my innermost blessing before I die. So this blessing is not just the blessing we give to our children on Shabbat, it's really the blessing that gives the birthright to the firstborn. And then you've got the whole story. I'm not gonna read into details, but basically Rebecca, who favored Jacob, plotted with him to make sure that because Isaac was too old and couldn't really see, she made him wear a fur, and Isaac thought that he was actually blessing Esau and actually was blessing Jacob. And then Jacob got the blessing, and that's where things went really, really bad between Jacob and Esau. And the whole story of Jacob and Esau is a story of strife, siblings rivalry, and in the end, and this is what's very important for us, in the end, reconciliation. So this Torah portion, which of course, we're supposed to read the Torah portion every week and study it together, is a very interesting one because it's one of transition. It's one of passage from one generation to the other. And also Isaac is not a character that has many stories about him compared to Abraham and Jacob. Abraham the father and Jacob the grandson. Isaac, there's not much about him in Torah because he was this kind of middleman, the man through which the lineage would continue, and yet
very, very important because without Isaac there's no Jacob. So if you think about the three patriarchs, Abraham, who is the founder of this dynasty, and Jacob, who is the one who fathered the 12 tribes of Israel, we need this link between, and this link is actually Isaac. Right. Any comment on that? No? It's interesting because the lectionary that we use for the Torah readings on Shabbat, and which all LJ communities are following, actually doesn't use this passage that we talked about, the Gerach and the Philistines. So there are some choices made in Torah. Sorry?
Do you know why they omitted it?
They made choices. So traditionally, what happens when you read? No, it's not. Yes, some of them are problematic. Yes, some of them are problematic. So try to avoid them, which I think is not right, because when it's problematic, it's more interesting, exactly, and it's thought provoking, and we really need to tackle that. So in the progressive world, we read a third of the Torah portion every year. So the Torah is read in a 3-year cycle. So if you go to a more traditional synagogue, they will read the first part 1 year, the second part, and the third part, but you will read the entire scroll. The lectionary that LJ is using is actually also from the 3 parts, but there's passages that were chosen in these 3 parts. So when I choose a Torah portion, I don't always follow what the lectionary says, because I think that we can't avoid some of the passages that are so important. Thank you. So, so before we conclude our service, just a few announcements. So tomorrow morning, of course, the civic check scroll / civic service, a big event for KLS. We have the mayors of Ambridge and the mayor of Kingston. We have also with us Sir Ed Davey, the MP for Surbiton and Kingston. We have the assistant commissioner, I can't remember her name now, representing the chief constable, assistant chief constable of Surrey Police. She's coming tomorrow. I can't remember now the name, but so we have people from the interfaith, our interfaith friends, because it's a very important service where we will celebrate or commemorate our Czech scrolls and also celebrate unity in diversity. And Sunday will be Mitzvah Day, which is the last event of Interfaith Week, which we did. We started last Saturday, All Saints. I went to a Remembrance Sunday service, and Wednesday you went to the chickpea, Noah's pudding at All Saints as well. So we really work hard on bringing communities together, because there's no other solution. To the division creates more division and hatred. If we want people to get along, we need to bring people together, to eat together, to laugh together, to get to know each other. And this is what we're doing. And is there anything else? Let me check.
Cinema on Sunday, if anyone wants to come.
Well, what Sunday?
It's the Jewish Film Jewish Film Festival, and there's a group of us going to Wimbledon Curzon on Sunday.
Oh, okay.
There's still tickets available.
6 o'clock, isn't it?
6 o'clock. So you can come to Mitzvah Day, and then
That's nice. That's really nice. Was it in the newsletter or? Yes, okay, gosh. So, Film Crusher, yes, Wimbledon Curzon, less than kosher, okay. Oh yes, so next Wednesday we have a seniors coffee morning at Squire Gardens, Long Ditton at 11, which is really nice because we just have a coffee and some pastry, and we enjoy just being together, have a nice chat. So next Shabbat, next Friday evening is Shabbat Island Disc led by Sandra Weber, and the choir will be there. And next Shabbat morning service will be led also by Sandra Weber. So Sandra, thank you so much for doing that. And next Saturday, the annual supper quiz with Quizmaster David Hyman. I mean, I'm lost. It's too British. I may have a British passport, but I don't think I didn't have a kind of a quiz. I was quizzed for the citizenship, but no, it's too much for me. So, and I'm away next weekend, so I won't be with you. And we've got just, just look at the newsletter. The newsletter is always very comprehensive. Now we have 2 people working on the newsletters, and it's a very, very important link for all of us. Okay, so on this Shabbat we remember, yes? Yes. There's a blessing for. We can use there's a blessing here. What's her name?
Well, my friend is Antonia, but her husband's James.
Husband James. Okay. So it's on page 56. 56.
Page
56. 56. ויהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, שתשלח מהרה רפואה שלמה, רפואת הנפש ורפואת הגוף, לג'יימס בתור שאר החולים. May be you will, eternal one, our God and God of ancestors, speedily to grant perfect healing of body and soul to James and all who are sick. And on this Shabbat, before we say the Yortzeit, we remember Charles Warren, the father of Tammy Rich and grandfather of Tom, Emma, Joe, and Claire. And we remember Irene Tihani, the mother of Mariah Rowling and Peter Tihani. And we also remember, so I've got the list that Shimon sent me, the list of people that know me, lost on the 7th of October. Ziv Shapira, Nevo Ered, Ilan Fionto, Me'ain Idan, Yasmin Zohar, Yaniv Zohar, Keshet Zohar, and Techelet Zohar, their daughters. On page 524, please stand for the Kaddish. And also David Alfert, I did his funeral on Wednesday in Bournemouth. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, ועל מה דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעלם לעלמי עלמיה, יתברר וישתבר ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה,
דאמירן בעלמא ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל בני אדם ואמרו אמן. So let's finish now. Maybe we can do the kiddush in the sanctuary if you want. Yes. Do we? Yeah. So we are. So we will do the kiddush with you, because online, if you can bring your wine and challah, and we do the kiddush. But in the meantime, let's sing Adon Olam as a final song while the kiddush is being prepared. You may sit, please. Yeah, you can sit. Adon Olam asher malach b'terem kol יציר נברא לעד נעשה וחפצו כל, אזי מלך שמו נקרא, אזי מלך שמו נקרא. ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו אם לא נורא, והוא היה והוא הווה והוא יהיה בתפארה, והוא יהיה בתפארה. והוא אחד ואין שני, להמשילו להגבירה, בלי ראשית בלי תכלית, ולא העוז והמשרה, ולא העוז והמשרה. והוא אלי וחי גואלי, וצור חבלי בצרה, והוא ניסי ומנוס לי, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא, מנת כוסי ביום אקרא. בידו אפקיד רוחי, ותשען והעירה, ועם רוחי גוויעתי, אדוני לי ולא אירא, אדוני לי ולא אירא. Please stand for one last time. תתקבל סלוטון ובהותון דיכול ישראל קודם אבוכון דבשמיא ואמרו אמן. May the prayers and supplications of the house of Israel everywhere be accepted by the loving Creator. And let us say Amen. And now we are going to thank you, Rebecca, for preparing the Kiddush.
That's all right, it was quick, Dave.
Yes. Yes. So, yes. So stay online and take your glass of wine, and we are going to do the Kiddush together. יום השישי ויחולו השמיים וארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר בחר אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן, אמן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו ושבת קודשו באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה וראשית, כי הוא ים תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים, כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת, אמן. לחיים. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, המוציא לחם מן הארץ, אמן. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. אדוני, אדוני מלך, אדוני, אדוני מלך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם. שבת שלום. שבת שלום. שבת שלום.
Shabbat Shalom. Oh dear.